Hello, everyone. We're gonna get Erica on the line. Just give us a second. How's everyone doing? Just a second. Hello. Hey, Toby. What's going on? We got a special guest today. Her name is Erica, and she is joining very shortly. Hey, Erin. How you doing? So yeah, today's gonna be a fun talk. There's Erica. Okay. So Erica, let's see. Try to request to join. Let's see if that will work. So working. Yes. Okay, should be working now. Fingers crossed.
Hello.
Hello. It worked.
Yes. I was like, what's going on? But you got it.
Oh, hey Erica, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good,
Enjoying the weather.
Enjoying the weather. Alrighty. Let's first invite some friends and then we can get into it.
And my friends that I told about it last night.
Cool. I'm just going through the feed and inviting some folks. But yeah, I'm excited for this conversation.
I'm gonna send it to Frank. See if he.
Oh yeah, for sure. Cool. Okay.
My cousin will tap in. How's gang up in here?
I know we got a whole game. Cool. Alrighty. So hi everyone. Welcome to this little chat session that happens every Sunday at Distant Connections. And it's called it's called Let's Unpack. So today we're going to be unpacking overcoming our fears with Erica Lynn. So Erica Lynn is a model and creative, former news broadcaster, and we are going to be spilling some tea today. We don't have tea specifically today. We have some other choices, some lemonade, and I think you got water or something.
Yes.
But
somewhere around here.
somewhere. So yeah, I guess tell us, where you're at, how's things going this week?
Of course, yeah. So right now I'm just outside in downtown LA, enjoying a little bit of, fresh air.
Always good.
But yeah, so this week actually ties in very well with what we're talking about, overcoming our fears. I feel like, and it wasn't even anticipated. I have been doing a lot of different things this week in terms of, I got to meet with your friend Frank. Thank you so much for connecting with us, or
Yeah.
connecting us. We got to do a shoot, and then I got to take a couple of photos, and then I also have been skateboarding recently, and that's scary. That's scary in itself. Even when like you're a beginner, you know, it's just it's like a mind thing. So I've been doing that. I went over a little hill. You know, it's the baby things for me. It's the small things that I'm proud of. And then right here, you know, I'm here talking to you on Instagram Live. I know that, you
That's
know, this is
and
overcoming a fear for me right here, right now.
for sure. And even the fact that, like, for those who don't know, Erica used to live in uh, Virginia, and you made that leap and moved to LA. So
Yes.
even that right there is, I give you big props because it's hard to start over. Um, you know, at such a young age, we don't really know what's going to happen, but you really went for it. And
Well,
I'm proud of
yeah,
you, girl.
yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Definitely out of my comfort zone, but I feel like that's, you know, a good thing to be
Hmm.
out of your comfort zone, to challenge yourself and do different things.
Yeah.
So I'm
Learn
happy to be
new.
here. I'm feeling very blessed and very grateful.
Definitely, definitely. And learning new hobbies. I'm scared. You got to teach me how to be balanced enough to handle skateboarding because I cannot.
And it's crazy because I never considered myself a coordinated person. However, my friends have been telling me that I have really good balance. So I'm like, okay, we might have found something here,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah,
But
my head
it's
is that the whole time.
yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Cool. So I guess let's dive deep into the discussion. So Erica, you actually came to me and Jazz with this idea here, and we're all about it because really it's every day we're all about trying to challenge ourselves and get ourselves out of that comfort zone. Um,
Yeah.
so when you came with this idea, we were so excited because we were like, first of all, Erica's awesome, so of course we're gonna collaborate with her.
Thank you so
But also, it's a topic that all creatives have, you know, have a stake in because we're all here trying to learn and grow together. Um, and that's what it's all really about. We can't really isolate ourselves. So we're here today just to give us some insight, and we get that dialogue going, and hopefully people can take something away from this, right?
Yes, definitely. When we were talking about it earlier last week, we were kind of like bouncing ideas off of each other, and it just came to me like kind of throughout my childhood. And for people that know me and the people that I just talked to, they know that um, I'm camera shy. However, when I was a child, you know, I would love to. My dream job was to model and become a fashion designer. So obviously, I took a different route, which I don't regret at all because of the experiences and people that I met. But now I'm going back to what I wanted to do as a kid, and that made me bring up the question to you guys: like, why are we so afraid to follow those dreams that we had as a kid? In a way, like for me, I know that I've always wanted to model, but I remember growing up saying like, oh, I'll just wait next year. I'll wait till my hair gets a little bit longer, or I'll wait for something that just pushing it back because of the fear. So I was like, this would be a good conversation to have right now because I quit my job in May. I quit my job of being a news reporter in May. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I did know, and I was still in school. I'm still in school right now. Um, but I knew that reporting just wasn't the end all be all for me, and I wanted to explore some different things. So I feel like that was a big leap of faith to just quit my
Yeah.
job, and then here I am now. I definitely didn't even plan to be here, but God works in mysterious ways.
Serious ways.
Here I am now.
For
So
sure. Yeah, I think like going back to the statement you made of like as a child that you already knew like this is what you wanted to do, but like what do you feel like caused that, like triggered that fear? Is it people telling you things, or personally maybe being like a little shy or just unsure? Or yeah, what was it that was kind of like took you away from that dream?
I think it would be a combination of both because um, I had the fears within myself, and then I had other people who I wouldn't say that they knocked the idea, but I saw that with any creative job or any creative, a lot of the creatives that I have talked to recently, they talk about how like they're considered the black sheep of the family, or their parents or loved ones might not support them fully or see what they're trying to do, and they might not even see fully what they're trying to do, but they know that this is what they like, and,
Yeah.
and that's all that really matters. So I feel like it's a combination of both. At the time when I was younger, definitely like growing up, you naturally just get more self-esteem and more comfortable with who you are. You get to know yourself more when you get older. So I feel like when I was younger too, that played a big role of my self-esteem. What are people going to say? How does this look? Plus I'm camera shy, so
Yeah.
that in itself, it's just a mind thing. And so
Yeah.
it was really just in my mind, and then it's in all of our minds too. And we see people accomplish things every day with less, and
Mhm.
it's because of their mindset. Like
Yeah,
that's all that is really holding you back if you think about it. We've
definitely.
been told this before, so
Yeah, it's definitely a mind thing because it's like your belief system can, make or break where you're at in life, right? So, like, imagine, like, what if you did stay in the role of being a news broadcaster and you excel and you do good and whatever, like, you're successful in the, sense of, okay, you made it in that way, but you weren't truly happy. So it's like
exactly.
that different, you know, if you didn't face your fear and actually like go for what you want, you would have been so unhappy. And so, like,
Yeah,
I would have hated for you to have moved on and with that career and really just realize like once you're up there with all the big dogs or whatever, you're just like,
yeah,
man, like what is this? you know?
yeah. And I think it's just so important to like make sure that it's what you want to do at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I feel like you only truly fail is when you stop. So just because I'm saying like, oh, news reporting is not for me right now, or I don't want to limit myself to that, who knows? I might circle back to it in a different way, in a different light, um, and maybe kind of make it my own. We should all be striving to make things our own in a
Yeah,
way. I
for
think that's
sure.
really important. So I feel like you only truly fail. Like there's obviously failures, definitely
Mhm.
lessons to be taught, but you only truly, truly fail is when you stop doing what you want to do. And even if you take a break, that's not failure, but just pick it back up, keep going.
It's a
So
rope. You gotta get over it and keep on going, right?
yes, always keep going. Keep on
yeah,
swimming. Keep on swimming.
on swimming. Yeah, I guess that kind of brings us to the next point of so breaking out of the fear cycle, and then there's something that you actually took initiative on, and you have a hashtag
Yes.
called
True
True
to
to
the
the
game.
Game. So
Yes.
explain that. What is that, and how are you true to your game?
So true to the game, you won't see it a lot on my Instagram. However, people who might have peeped or pay attention to details sometimes, they have seen me do true to the game since I think like last year, maybe 2 years ago. I can't remember when I started it, but it came from the Future song "True to the Game." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But true to the game, really, it came from that because I love listening to music. And then also my friend Obi Soko, I grew up with him. He's my childhood friend. He created a book, and he has a whole platform on just being yourself and the importance of staying true to yourself always through it all. And that's what the hashtag true to the game means is, forget what other people are saying. Forget what, even your mom or your loved ones are saying. Like, definitely definitely care what they say to a certain extent, but also you got to stick to with what you like and tap into yourself and really have I feel like one of the most important relationships you have in life is with yourself, because
Mhm.
at the end of the day,
No else
you
is
know, you
gonna
got to
live
be
your life but you.
exactly. You can't be upset for, letting other people's opinions maybe affect yourself when really you can choose that for yourself. So that's
Yeah,
what it means. True to the game. Stay true to you.
yeah.
Do what makes you happy. Um, lately, I've been trying to do like less explaining. Honestly, like you don't have to explain yourself. If you understand what it is and you're happy with it, you don't really have to explain it to people on the outside looking in. They'll eventually get it.
Yeah, that's good. Because I
Yeah.
I know, especially like being a woman or like being young, we feel like we have to explain everything that we're doing just to get like some validation from others, and that's like that's not
Validate yourself.
necessary. Yeah,
Yeah.
validate yourself, like
Validate
give
yourself.
yourself a pat on the back, like nobody else needs to do that for you.
Mhm.
As long as you're good, the people around you are positive people, like there's no reason to feel like you need that status
Yeah.
upgrade or whatever from people. That's awesome. I need to use that hashtag too. True to
True
the
to the
game.
game. Yeah.
Just gotta like go for it. Like just do it, do you.
Just do it.
That's awesome. Yeah. So everybody put hashtag true to the game if you're true to the game down here.
I like that. True
True
to
to
the
the
game.
game. Yeah, put it down in there. Hey, we got a few. That's it. True to the game.
Yes. I love that.
Ooh. So I guess in terms of like true to the game, don't limit yourself, right? In terms of like, I guess right now you're pursuing modeling, and
Yes.
especially like that's a hard industry to get into, but you're in the right place in the right time. It seems like,
Mhm.
and you're going for you're doing photo shoots, you're staying consistent, you're really just hustling.
I'll be
Yes.
honest. I'll be transparent. I'm not consistent yet, but we're working on it. And I did do a photo shoot
Yeah.
this week, so it's the small wins, and I'm patting myself on the back.
Yeah.
But we're getting
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
friend.
You got to give yourself some credit because
Yeah.
it's not going to come easy, but the fact that you haven't stopped means you're still going.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely don't limit yourself, and then also don't compare yourself, right? Like
Yeah.
not fitting in the pitfalls
Yeah.
um, of yourself and others. So I don't know, I like it's everywhere. I'm not going to say just LA or just in Richmond where we met or anything like that,
Mhm.
but like seeing where we are, where we want to be, is such a hard place to be in. Especially, I guess everybody here may be creatives or maybe just trying to move into that space in their lives because we may be young.
Mhm.
Um, so I guess what advice can we give? I guess for me personally, I can share some advice is that we're all on a journey, but like for you, what advice can you give to people who are trying to move to the next, part in their lives? And
I,
how can we just not compare ourselves to the other people that have already been in that space?
okay. So yeah, definitely comparison is the thief of joy. So if you remember that, just don't do it. Just don't compare, We're all, uniquely different, and each and every person's journey and path is going to be different from
Yeah.
to your own. So you really cannot do that. Comparison is the thief of joy. But dang, I had a thought and I lost it. I hate when that happens. Like I had a thought and gone.
It's okay. It'll come back to
Um,
you.
yeah, so comparison is a thief of joy, and then I will say that. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Okay. So I guess moving or transitioning into a different um, like part in our lives, like
Oh
or we're
yes,
not where we
okay,
want to be yet, but like
yes,
how can we make sure we're not comparing ourselves because we're not quite there yet? And
yes.
so you pretty much answered it. It's
And
like
then you
mhm,
gotta have like faith and patience with yourself, because you're gonna have people. you're going to even be doubting yourself. Like for me, like speaking from personal experience, I'm like, I know what I want to do, but I don't have a direct way of what I want to do it. And I don't want to just do this one thing. I want to do a whole bunch of other things, but I have to have patience. I have to have faith within myself to know that these things will come when it's supposed to come, and then also when you put in that time and that work and that the execution. And I was reading The Alchemist, and literally it's saying like things in this world that are for you will align with you if that's what it's supposed to be. And I think that we need to also make sure that we're not forcing things. Like for myself, I am so excited about being out in LA and modeling, but I don't want to be so eager and excited that I end up moving too fast and not doing things the way that they're supposed to be done, because anything that's worth having takes time. So you have to have patience with yourself, and then you have to have faith on top of that. And faith eliminates all fear, because if you work and act out of faith, what is there to fear? And then I'm very spiritual, and I do believe in God, and I really truly stand in the belief that God is within us, and He is for us, and He created us. So who is against us? He will help us align with our higher purpose and what we're supposed to be doing in life. So
definitely. And I feel like even if you don't particularly believe in or not in a religious affiliation or anything like that, it's like definitely the mindset of having a belief hello from France. But yeah, having a belief in of like this can happen, I have a purpose for my life, and believing in yourself and your capabilities too. So yes, I completely agree with that. Having faith in something is crucial,
And that's going to be a journey too, because we all have our good days and bad days. So there's going to be days where you're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life? Like I have messed up my whole life completely, and I mean, it might be like that, but you just got to get back up and remember what you're doing this for, what the purpose was, what it was for, and tap into yourself and continue to learn yourself. That's a ever-going
keep
process.
going. Like the people who are successful, and by any means, like I have a different meaning of success than anybody or you do, but it's like if you want to achieve something, you got to keep going. You got to keep like motivating yourself or being around the people that motivate you, and go after what you want. And that's the point.
My friends have this meme and this little saying that it's so funny. I'll maybe post it later on my story today, but it's a Snow on the Bluff meme. It's a movie, and they're like, keep that thing rolling, keep that camera rolling, keep on going.
Keep it going.
No matter what happens, keep that thing rolling. Yeah, like, for real. The show must go on.
The show must go on. Like nothing stops for nobody. So
I remember when I was in competitive cheerleading when I was younger, like really young. I was not a good cheerleader at all, but we would like something would happen, like a girl's braid would fall out, or bow would fall out, or something. You got to keep going, keep dancing. You cannot stop the whole routine just because somebody tripped or fell or something. You got to keep going. And
but we got something down here that says sometimes it's hard to keep going. How do we motivate ourselves to keep going? And that's the hard part right there. Because it's like you have to feed yourself. I think at least for me, I feed myself with like something positive in the morning, like whether it's like a podcast. So there's something called Motivational Mondays that I listen to, or I listen to that, or just something that will like get me in a positive mindset for the day. And like if I start off good, then I know the rest of the day is going to be good, and I just go after that thing, small steps.
I will say for me, I have a list. Like when I'm feeling happy, I may take a little note of like what's making me feel happy. So I have like a little list of like when I'm feeling down, it literally says like listen to Drake, or go outside and take a walk, or journal. Like it's little things to like feed your soul that's really gonna help you to keep going, because in life we have all of these material things that you can take away, but it's the things like your relationships with other people, how you feel about yourself. It's those things that people can't take away from you. Like,
Yeah.
that is the most important to me.
That
So
that
that's
is facts right there. I think that's one.
Tatiana.
Yeah, like never like staying grounded at the same time, like never forgetting like where you came from or the people around you, you know.
And even
Like
when you do feel alone, you are never alone. There's, you know, even if you like feel like no one loves you, God is with you. The universe is with you, you know, like you
yeah.
are loved, like.
Hmm.
And then
You
also
are loved. You are
we gotta
loved.
really learn how to chill out sometimes, you know, we can all overthink or we
Yeah,
gotta find a balance. We really have to find that balance of, you know,
for sure.
realizing that everything is going to be okay.
Hmm.
Everything's okay. And it can always be worse, so I'm grateful.
Yeah,
Not.
great. So with that, it's like, okay, if we're not there yet, we're maybe we're not in a positive mind state, right? So the next thing is changing your mindset. So this is something you had went about, and you felt like this was a good takeaway to have shared with everybody is changing your mindset. It will always be a win-win, right? So
Mhm.
making sure that, I guess, in terms of not always being selfish, right? It's like it's not always about me. It's finding that compromise between, like, I guess in a workplace specifically. Let's say I work at a ad agency. I don't, but this is just a hypothetical. I work in an ad agency. I'm working with clients, right? And I'm trying to find something that works for the client, but making it so that there's something in there that relates to the company. So always making that win-win between everybody, right? And so, how does that relate specifically to failure and fear of failure? You know?
So I will say that the mindset state that you have determines your reality. Like how you perceive things determines
Yeah.
your reality. So that's why we're always, everyone perceives everything differently. So that's why we all technically kind of really live in a different reality. And that's why it's so important to make sure you're staying true to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a balance too. It's always a balance. You gotta, you know, understand yourself and then also try and understand where other people are coming from too.
For sure.
But in terms of that mindset, with the win-win situation, what I meant by that is if you look at it as a say that I'm modeling and you know I had a bad shoot or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a failure unless
Yeah.
I view it like that because I could turn it around and be like, you know, these are the poses that I know that do not look good with my body. I will never do this again. So like that's a win-win. Now I know what not to do. And it's all about how it's as simple as that and it's easier said than done. It definitely takes practice and I'm still constantly practicing this every day. But it's all about how we view it. You can either be like, oh my God, like I have to wake up for work again, or you could be like, I'm so grateful to have a job. You know,
Yeah.
some people and my mom tells me stuff like that. You know, these are
Moms are the best. They're so smart.
moms are the best. They are the best. But
Yeah.
it's all
That.
about perception. And then also my good friend, one of my good friends, he was placing. He said replace, and this will always stick with me. He said replace resentment with gratitude with any situation, and that just always sticks with me.
That's good. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting that you brought that up because, like, that win-win concept came from a book that I read, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And
Cool.
so that was
Tell my
like,
mama.
yeah, I thought that was like key because, like, again, like you said, it's like you can feel like it's that mindset thing. You can feel like you failed at something, or you can feel like, okay, opportunity for growth. I learned something, take it away. I'm going to use it somewhere else and be better here, you know? So I like that. And then also it's like finding a middle ground for everyone, right? So that's
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
it's about the yin
Um,
and yang and the balances.
the
I
balance.
just I just got out of an accounting class and I had to balance everything. I'm just
Balance.
everything has to balance out. Like
Okay, so we got a question from I am Din Dentelli. Sorry if I butchered that. How do you think will determine what dimension you're in? Some people think 5-dimensional, some people think 3-dimensional, and some very 1-dimensional. That's interesting. And I would like for you to also type in and give a little bit of more context, because this is probably the first time I've heard of this, but I feel like if I'm understanding it correctly, 1-dimensional people think very surface level, whereas maybe when you have more dimensions, there's more layers onto a
I
situation.
think I think also I kind of understand what he's saying, but I don't know if I could put it into words exactly what he's saying. But I think what the takeaway for me is some people have not even tapped into their self fully to even like be able to comprehend some
Yeah.
the way some things are in life or the way some people are. Like I know recently I kept seeing on Twitter, like any and even in 21 Savage's new album with Morgan Freeman narrating, he was like any hate of other people is just hate of themselves.
Mm,
Because a person who loves themselves will be able to love and make other people feel good. But a person who is not happy within themselves is going to, that misery loves company saying, like,
yeah.
is going to
Attract
project
us.
that onto other people. So when we realize, and I kept seeing this on Twitter too, like when we realize some of the things that people say to us, it's not, don't take it so personal because it's not coming from, directly of who we are as a person. Especially, that's why it's so important to know yourself because if you know you're a good person and you love yourself and you accept the good and the bad,
Mm-hmm.
people won't be able to try and take that away from you. You'll be able to have your omnipresence and remain, grounded. So when people do try and take that away from you, you kind of like can look back at it and be like, they have something in themselves that they have to fix and that they're
Yeah.
going through with themselves. And that's also with fears too. Like with so many people, we all get this. People out in LA, I've always heard, "How are you gonna move out in LA? It's so expensive. Like, how are you gonna do this?" Da, 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 da. Like people, there's
Try to
where
discourage.
there's a will, there's a way. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You cannot let other people project their insecurities or fears. And then also remember, don't take it personal. Like, do not take off things personal. Like, that's a really good takeaway too. Is to just lighten up and don't always take things personal because it's not always about you. It's more so
Mm.
other people are living in their own heads. Like imagine I'm just thinking of me. I talk to myself a lot sometimes. I'm a Gemini, so
It's
I'm
okay
always
to always.
like going I'm always going back and forth and I'm just like, other people do this too. So they have a whole they probably got a whole other thing going on with them.
For
You
sure.
know, that's why it's always important to be
Hmm.
conscious.
And then talking with, people close to you, because we can always like think and overanalyze things, but really
Yeah.
it's really just getting out, like explaining it to somebody, and then you're thinking as like I've come to some of these kind of things where as I'm explaining it, I'm like, all right, now I think I overanalyzed this. Maybe it wasn't
Yeah,
like
like I might be tripping. Yeah, and journaling helps with that too. Like if there's some things that you may not want to talk to your friends about or you want to keep to yourself, write it out. You could see your thoughts and you could be like, oh wait, this is not what I thought it was, or maybe come back to it because you're always gonna repeat the same lesson in life until you learn that lesson. It's like a game, literally.
yeah. Okay, so he replied back. So that would be like third dimensional way of life versus fifth dimensional, also more so being observant of the experience. Thanks for the clarity. That's good. I'll have to do more research on that. Wow. Okay, dropping gems in the chat. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I love stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yes. For the spiritual folks, definitely look into that. I'm interested. Cool. So we talked a little bit, even like just specifically about faith, or
Yeah.
faith in general. Um, like
Mm-hmm.
faith says, "What if?" And
You're
then
awesome.
yeah, faith says,
Yeah.
"What if?" And then even if. So this is from a post from Trust Go.
Say it again,
God.
Sarah. I don't think they heard you. Say it again.
Okay, okay. Fear says, "What if?" Faith says, "Even if." Right.
Period.
So that was
Period.
from a post, Trust God, bro, and you pulled that out because you felt like that was something important to share with everybody. So faith,
Yes.
even if that happens, I'm still gonna be come out greater. Even if my car breaks down, I'm gonna still get home somehow. Even if I fail at this
Exactly.
thing, I'm still going to win at the end because I'm gonna keep going and make it through whatever the situation is, even if, right?
Exactly. And then also, if you think about it too, that just made me think, like, you could have everything that you wanted in life and you could still not be happy. We know people like this. We know people in the mainstream media like this. They have everything that they could want tangible in life, but their mental is not there, or they're not happy within themselves. And that's scary, but
Yeah,
it's also, that's why it's so important to feed those things, feed your soul, those things that you can't take away. So when you are blessed with that, you'll be able to fully and truly appreciate it, and hopefully be able to help others gain the same
yeah,
mindset that you have. And that's what life is about, being able to help others achieve that peace and
yeah.
happiness. And
Hmm.
everyone can do it, don't be a
Definitely.
gatekeeper. Don't be a gatekeeper, but like,
Don't hold it in. So Jazz
yeah.
said something like, so we brought this up last time. It's the the I guess the things that you bring to the table shouldn't be held to yourself, right? So you shouldn't hoard your gifts. You should actually go ahead and pursue your things so you can inspire other people to be as brave as you and go for it.
Yeah.
Um, so that I
That's
think that
scary in itself too, because when you're being like transparent and you're being yourself, and we're human, we make mistakes.
yeah,
So when people can come in kind of and be like, oh my gosh, like, I don't like the way, like, I heard about this, I heard about that, or I don't like the way she said this and that. And that's why you have to have the right mindset. You have to love yourself, because you have to always remember who you are. And even if people may take things the wrong way, or we're human, you have to forgive yourself constantly, and
yeah.
always remember that, you know,
It's
oh
okay to
God,
make
I just,
mistakes.
I saw a little birdie and the thought just flew away. No. But yes, you
We're
gotta,
human. It's okay to make mistakes. Like,
yes,
still go
it's
for it.
okay. We're human. It's all good. It's gonna be okay.
Someone said, even if my crush doesn't know me, I'm going to marry him. Amen.
Okay, that's how I
Strive.
feel about Drake, okay?
Go.
Where's Drake at? Where's Drake at? Is he in here? Somebody request him. Tell him Champagne Mommy is up in here.
Okay, so we definitely brought up a lot of great points. But let's definitely wrap it up and give everybody a main takeaway, something they can take home with them. I hope people are starting to take notes because we're dropping some gems today. Main
Yes.
takeaway.
My main takeaway, and I don't want to cut you off there, I kind of just like jumped into it, but
No,
I'm
go for it.
excited for this takeaway. My
Yeah.
main takeaway, I grew up on Disney, and I am feeding my inner child right now. But I used to watch Disney XD with Timon and Pumbaa, and they would always Akuna Matata. That song just brings me peace. Akuna Matata, like, leave your worries,
Yeah.
and have faith. Like, I'm really practicing that and living that, and it's it's
Definitely.
it's not a direct journey. It's definitely a process, but no, I just know that I have peace in my heart, and knowing that God is with me, God is within me, and that alone I cannot fail. I That alone, it's that simple for me.
That's right.
So, and everything's
Matata.
gonna be okay. Like everything's gonna be okay. Maybe just
No worries, right?
I know. Yeah, I know when things get overwhelming. Just do what you
Yeah,
gotta do. Take a step back. Don't talk to people or take a bubble bath or give your friend a hug. Do
yeah.
something. Do what you need to do. Do what you
And
need to
then
do, and
keep
know that
going.
everything's gonna be okay.
That's right. Oh, I love that. That gave me peace right there.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, let's see. Everybody has been saying a few things as we were talking. But before we head out, I definitely want for you to share some resources. And yeah, I guess close out. We'll share some details about you and where they can find you. So first,
Of
let's
course.
start with some resources for folks.
Of course. So, when we were talking about the mindset, I think it's very important to be aware of the feeds, the social media feeds that you're taking in when you're on your phone. So definitely check out some good pages that I follow. Good people too. Huey.jm. He owns The Perfect Play, and his media platform is about educating, inspiring, motivating the youth and people locally as well. So definitely check him out. And then Palm.pilot, he has the best captions in the game right now. I swear, he has the best captions. They'll make you
You learn from him.
like the way I felt after I watched the Homecoming Beyonce documentary. Like I was like, oh my god, I'm so motivated. Like that's how I feel after I read his caption. So
Oh,
you should definitely follow him.
okay,
And
can
then
you
the last,
repeat Palm? Was it Palm.pilot?
it's Palm. It's Palm Pilot. I'm not sure on the exact like where the period is. I just know if you
Okay.
type in Palm Pilot, he should pop up.
Okay.
He owns the exchange out in Norfolk, Virginia. And
Okay.
then
Bye.
Huey.jm. I believe that's his Instagram name. Huey.jm. And then the last one was We Urban Post. That was like a meme account, but they have some good stuff. The meme accounts. If you read all of it, you can find out some information. Obviously, like fact check it, double check it, but
Yeah, I like it. And then the book, The Alchemist, that you mentioned earlier, great book
yes,
about personal journeys and all that good stuff if you're interested in that.
that book brings me peace, and that's a book that you
For
can
sure.
just always reread. Sarah, one of
That's
my
the book
old
that
coworkers, he
that's the
rereads
book that
that
I
book.
give to people because I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
people need to read this. I think my
And
cousin still has it. She's here live at some point. So
yeah,
yeah.
and then also like especially with this creative journey, that's an excellent book to read. Or even if you just don't know the direction you want to go into, or you're still finding yourself, like I was like last year.
Yeah,
But that's a good book to read. Definitely tap into that.
I love
Get
it.
a little audio book if you don't like reading.
Yeah, there's always that for everyone. So. Okay, Erica. So last thing, I definitely want you to share like where everybody can find you. You're on Instagram, I believe, Twitter, and other things. But where would you like for people if they want to reach out and follow up? Where can they contact
Yeah, definitely reach out on my Instagram. That's where I'm most active at _LVNN with 3 N's. I feel like a little YouTuber right now.
you?
Um,
I'll put
and
it in.
then also I just created a style page, and I'm kind of like doing what I want with that page. It's just called at _LVNNN style. And really that's just for me to practicing my modeling, maybe showcasing like how I can post aesthetically pleasing on my accounts. And then just it's like kind of like a fun page for me that I'm just going to be posting on there. So if you want, you can follow that journey too. Because
Awesome.
right now I'm just posting what I want on my actual page. So this other page might be
Okay.
a little bit cleaner, a little bit nicer. But
Well, definitely. I think follow all her accounts.
yeah.
She is amazing. She is always like motivating, inspiring people. So, thank you so much, Erica, for joining and chatting
Thank
and
you so much for having me.
really bringing all your true self, your true to the game self.
Yeah,
And yeah, live it up in LA for us all
I
the
will.
weather
I can't wait.
shows.
I can't wait till this whole mess is over so we can
Yeah.
you can come down here. We can link up, get some drinks, have a good time.
Yes.
All that.
Excited.
Yeah. But thank you again so much for having me, and hopefully y'all were able to take something away. I took something away. Like, this is a fear of mine, talking
Mm-hmm.
to having conversations, especially about yourself. So
yeah, it's hard to be
yes.
open and transparent. So I'm glad you were able, and we created that space to be vulnerable, which is all what we're about. So for those of you who joined and wasn't sure exactly what this was going to be about, uh, this topic was about fear. But every Sunday, me and Jazz here at Distant Connections, we come and chit chat about creativity, life, inspiration, and bring amazing guests like Erica on the show. And yeah, man, I'm just excited. I'm excited for you to be a part of Distant Connections, because that's really what we're all about. We're about creating a safe space for creatives to collaborate. So look forward to
I'm blessed
collaborating
and
more.
grateful. Yes. And I'm looking forward to, I'm brainstorming some workshop ideas. So we definitely got
Yeah.
to talk about that soon.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Let's get you on the workshop list. I love it.
Yes. Definitely.
Alrighty,
I'm thinking
Erica.
maybe a self-care. We'll see. Stay tuned.
Can't wait to chat about that.
Gotta love the self-care. But
Yes, ma'am.
thank you so much.
No problem. Alrighty.
All right.
Take
Enjoy
care.
the day.
Bye.